You have a cat at home, right? Or you know someone who does. And you probably think humans decided to domesticate cats. We let them in, we fed them, we chose them. But that's completely wrong. Scientists who spent years studying ancient cat bones, human settlements, and DNA evidence have reached a conclusion that sounds almost too strange to believe. Cats domesticated themselves, and they used us to do it. Today, we're going to find out exactly how a wild, solitary predator, an animal that doesn't need anyone, managed to trick 10,000 years of human civilization into giving it a warm home, free food, and unconditional love. To understand how this happened, we need to go back around 10,000 years. Humans had just figured out farming. This was a massive deal. Instead of chasing animals and moving constantly, people were now staying in one place, growing wheat and storing grain. Big clay pots full of food, sitting in storerooms. And what does stored grain attract? Rats, mice, insects. Basically every pest that has ever existed in history. These weren't just annoying. A rat infestation could destroy an entire village's food supply. People were starving because of rodents. Now, somewhere near the Fertile Crescent, modern-day Turkey, Syria, Israel, lived the African wildcat, Felis libica, a small, sand-colored predator. It was not friendly. It was not cute. It did not want to be touched. It was a killing machine designed by evolution to hunt exactly the kind of small rodents that were destroying human food storage, and then one day, a wildcat smelled the rats, followed them, walked right into a human settlement. The humans watched it kill a rat, then another, and they thought, don't chase this thing away. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Dogs were domesticated differently. Humans actively captured wolf cubs, bred them selectively, trained them over thousands of years. We did the work. Cats didn't wait for that. They came to us. On their own terms, geneticists from Washington University analyzed ancient cat DNA and discovered something remarkable. Domestic cats worldwide are almost genetically identical to the African wildcat. There was barely any selective breeding. We didn't change them. They didn't need us to. What cats did evolve, very subtly, were a few key traits. Their faces became slightly rounder. Their eyes got bigger relative to their head size. Sound familiar? Round face, big eyes, small nose. That's what human babies look like. And scientists have confirmed those features trigger caregiving instincts in human brains. We literally cannot help ourselves. When we see those features, our brain says, protect this thing. Cats also developed something else, a very specific sound, the purr. But not just any purr. Researchers at the University of Sussex found that when cats want food, they embed a high-pitched cry inside their purr, a frequency that sits right in the range of a human infant crying. Your cat is not purring. Your cat is crying like a baby to make you feed it. And it works. Every time. But we can't just blame the cat. Why did ancient humans keep falling for this? Think about what life was like 8,000 years ago. Farming villages were dangerous, stressful places, disease, famine, raids from other tribes. And then this small, warm, soft creature shows up, sits near you, occasionally makes a sound that feels comforting, kills the rats that are threatening your food. Archaeologists in Cyprus found evidence from 9,500 years ago, a human burial. And buried beside the human, a cat, carefully placed, facing the same direction as the person. 9,500 years ago, someone loved their cat so much they wanted to be buried with it. We also know that in ancient Egypt, cats were literally worshipped as gods. Killing a cat was punishable by death. When a household cat died, the entire family shaved their eyebrows as a sign of grief. This wasn't superstition, it was the result of thousands of years of cats systematically making themselves essential, as pest control, as comfort, as companions. The cat had gone from wild predator to sacred animal in about 2,000 years, without humans doing a single thing to make it happen. Here's the part that will genuinely change how you see your cat. Today, there are an estimated 600 million domestic cats on Earth. That's more cats than there are cars. Wild cats, the ones who didn't come inside, they're struggling. Habitat loss, predators, disease, their populations are declining. But domestic cats? They live an average of 15 years. They get medical care, warm beds, 2 meals a day prepared for them by a creature 10 times their size who goes to work every day to afford their food. From an evolutionary standpoint, the cat won. And here's the most unsettling part. Scientists have found that cat ownership actually changes human brain chemistry. Being around cats reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. The sound of a cat purring has been shown to lower blood pressure. Cats didn't just infiltrate our homes, they infiltrated our biology. There's also a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. It lives inside cats. It spreads through cat feces, and studies show it may influence human behavior, making infected people slightly more risk-tolerant, more impulsive, more likely to keep cats. I'm not saying your cat is controlling your mind, I'm just saying the evidence is interesting. So, did ancient humans tame cats? No. A small wild predator facing a world of larger, more dangerous animals found a better strategy. It found the one species on Earth that was gathering food in large quantities, that had caregiving instincts it couldn't control, and that responded to specific facial features and sounds in completely predictable ways. And it walked in, made itself useful, made itself adorable, and slowly, over thousands of years, made itself impossible to remove. The next time your cat stares at you, meows, and expects you to figure out what it wants, remember, that's not cute. That's 10,000 years of evolution working exactly as intended. If you have a cat, go look at it right now and ask yourself, who is actually in charge here?